show comes in two structured forms. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the position of a game show host, and these guys here, I've prepared some questions for them based on recent news events, and I'm not sure how much they've been reading because I didn't tell them to. And I've got some questions for them. We're going to play a bit of a game, and if each of you could pick someone from the audience who you'd like to play for on behalf of, and maybe that person will win some tickets, but at least to my show, and if they're nice enough to these guys' shows. So if you pick someone from the crowd, someone you feel like you've connected with, maybe one of the people you're forced into audience interaction, that might be the way to go.
That might be
Okay, so what was your name? So sorry.
This is the Spiders.
The Spiders.
And I'm from Millipedes.
Millipedes, if you will.
Millipedes.
I mean, the first person that's jumping out is the glorious beard.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
That is a lesson to the rest of you. Get your beard game in order.
Like 6 months in advance.
Yeah, that's right.
We know this come to a demo show. I mean, set another one live. Amazing.
My name is Reed.
Reed with the glorious beard.
That is, and quite nice. That's where are you from?
From Canada.
Canada. Oh, well, you've come a long way to be there.
Yeah, did you have the beard before you left?
I did.
I feel like you would have to have the beard getting from Canada, because otherwise you'd probably die in the cold. That's alright. Which part of Canada are you from? I don't know it well, but
Edmonton, Alberta.
Alberta, so that's like rubbish. Yeah. That's where it's geography. I can do stuff. I can do crowd work. What are you talking about? Alright, let's get into it. So I've got a couple of questions here. And now that we've got our lovely audience members lined up, I've got a friend now, Spiders. Hey, look at you.
I'm so sorry that you now called Millipedes.
Sorry, it's Spiders and Millipedes in here.
That was partly our fault.
If you could just legally change your names after to save us embarrassment, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, retroactively, that will just be. I'll just edit it so when they're like, "What's your name?" It will come out the Spiders and the Millipedes. Don't worry, I have all the power. It's fine. All right, cool. So there's a guy in Iowa recently. He was in a divorce dispute, and he lost quite poorly. By his account, his wife destroyed him legally. That is his quote. And he wants to resolve the dispute in an unconventional manner. Does anyone know what the manner is?
I think I might have. Is it a duel?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
You read the news, you liar. I read very specific news.
It's
like dueling, like medieval related news, that's it.
Yeah. He's reading Jousting Times.
We actually have a jousting joke in our show.
Jousting fans.
Great jousting costumes.
Jousting and poetry fans. He challenged his wife or a champion for her to a duel. So I hope that her champion is like Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Because this guy has it coming, let's be honest.
Or that guy's dead. That's an unreal person.
Does whoever wins the duel has to give back the jewel?
The jewel, yeah. It's the jewel of the jewels. I like it.
But, you mean,
You
can tell the poet
it's a vaping joke, don't worry.
I'm only here for punch stuff. We'll be like, answer, punch. Just letting you know.
Well, so apparently, there's like a kind of precedent for this, because there was like a case in New York in 2016. 2016, where the Supreme Court Justice acknowledged that duels were not abolished legally. But I think they might. This is in Iowa.
Always a loophole.
But I think like the murder part of the duel is probably where they're going to fall apart. It's like most duels end in death, right? I still believe that's how it's supposed to work. So I don't know what he thinks. There is more. So he has a second request regarding his duel. Do you know what the request is?
I might have not been down this far.
It's a headline for it.
It's like leave the train eventually.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want to take a stab?
Horseback?
Horseback. That's a great guess.
Full suits of armour?
Only the leather armour.
On horseback.
Yeah. No. He asked the judge if he could get 12 weeks of preparation time so that he could either make or buy a Japanese samurai sword. That's so specific, isn't it? And like 12 weeks, not nearly enough time to forge a sword. Like,
you can buy so many in 12 weeks.
If you've got a sword dealer, you'll sort it. Or if you grew up with like It's just so good. If you grew up with like the weird guy in high school, you know, who always wore the long trench coat, you've probably got a sword at the ready.
Maybe he is the weird guy.
Then he should have a sword, and he should probably know how to use it. Like, if you're going to throw down a duel in court, he'll be ready.
That's his everyday sword, not his sword.
Yeah, it's for cutting steaks and just getting dinner done.
Where do you find a blacksmith these days? Anyway.
Well, here's the thing. So I did some research,
Okay.
and I don't know about locally, but I googled like how long does it take to make a sword. Now, taking modern methods out, because I assume he doesn't have the money for modern methods, because apparently you can get a sword made in a couple of hours using technology. But apparently, according to this smith online, it requires as many as 30 craftsmen to take over a year to make one sword using traditional methods. This guy has not done his research.
So
well wishes.
I wonder why it died out. It's like, it sounds so convenient.
I guess you'd have to go to like a Renaissance fair or something like that. LARPing. You can probably find a blacksmith at LARPing. Actually, back in Melbourne, I know a guy who runs a store called Of Swords and Science, and he has like blacksmithing connections. It's weird because he's always like at LARPing conventions because he sells weapons and stuff like that. So he has to know people who make armor and weapons. It's so strange. He's a lovely guy, but it's a strange life that he lives. You follow him online and you're just like, what are you doing? You're at a fair? Cool. Why are you dressed like that? Oh, it's a Renaissance fair. Cool. You're selling swords at a Renaissance fair? Of course you are. Why wouldn't you be?
Gotta have hobbies.
Yeah, right.
There's a bunch of people drunk on meat around children with a sword. Save time.
Well, you know, you juggle a few swords, kids get out of the way, it's fine. They'll figure it out fast.
That's not our message.
That is my message.
Yeah, 3-course comedy does not endorse the harming of children.
3-sword comedy, I believe.
3-sword comedy now.
I did also look, because I was thinking about wanting Mike Tyson as your champion. If you want to hire Mike Tyson, does anyone want to take a stab at how much it costs to hire Mike Tyson for an appearance? It's an appearance fee.
2.5 swords. What are they paying for the Hangover movies?
Probably more than this, because this is just an appearance fee.
Right, so he won't do stuff, he just goes to...
Yeah, he just walks around
What
and
currency?
scares people.
What currency are we working with?
I will go for American dollars.
5 mil.
5 mil?
5
He's Mike Tyson, he's
million
never fucking once. He's got a tiger.
and 1.
Oh, that's bullshit!
Are you going to stick with 2 swords?
I'm going to stick with swords, yeah.
Alright, so an appearance fee from Mike Tyson is anywhere between $75,000 to $149,000.
Oh.
And that's just to get him to show up.
What does the high end get you? Like, what are the benefits?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why
It's
there's such a difference between...
Premium Mike Tyson.
Premium Mike Tyson. They're the same words. I assume he punches something at that. You set up a steak on a hook and you just punch it.
He shows up with the
It
tiger.
just disintegrates after he punches it. Alright, so in Las Vegas recently, some pigeons have started appearing with tiny hats. What kind of tiny hats were they wearing?
Sombreros. Fedoras. They're in cells.
Poor pigeons.
I'm trying to think of a pun, but I'm just going to go with bubble hat. No, I'm going to go with Santa hat.
Santa hats. Those are all excellent guesses. They're all wrong, but they're all excellent guesses. They're actually started showing up wearing tiny MAGA hats, so Make America Great Again hats. Yeah.
I was close. You were very close.
I feel like sombreros was close.
I feel like I was the furthest away.
I had the right colours because they're
Yeah, right colours, yeah.
So,
it's very strange. People don't know where they're coming from. So, like, obviously, they're someone's homing pigeons because, like, people breed pigeons, and that's the only way you have them long enough to like glue a tiny hat.
These aren't wild pigeons.
No, I can't. Well, maybe they are the most wild pigeons.
Does each hat take 30 people?
Oh yeah, to make like it's got to take so much work to make a tiny hat that you can legibly read "Make America Great Again" on. So who has that skill set? Is it just like a 140,000 person who's like built, models before, like painted tiny models? Like I know it's really hard to get the detail in there.
We were assuming somebody's putting the hats on these
And
pigeons.
the pigeons aren't making them themselves.
Yeah, are we sure that pigeons are making themselves? Silence, finally.
Well, this depends on how far down the internet rabbit hole you want to go, because there is a conspiracy that says, some people, it sounds like some people have heard of it, so that birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real?
Yeah.
What?
Surveillance by the government.
Yeah, they're all surveillance stories by the
Oh my
government.
God.
And that's-
I have not been to the
There's another one that says Australia isn't real.
Yeah, I have heard that one. I can clarify, it is real. I live there.
I think you do.
Yeah, right. Apparently I'm an actor. Just saying. What country has an arts budget that big that they could pay that many people to just be like, yeah, I live in Australia?
Definitely not Australia.
Yeah, I can guarantee you it's not Australia. We have no production budgets at all. We've got neighbours and that's it.
Didn't your Ministry of Arts just get like disbanded?
Oh yeah, the Liberal government hates the Ministry of Arts. Yeah, every time they get in, they're tortured, and that's just it. They're done. This is not the first sighting of pigeons in hats. There's been pigeons recently. It's about 6 months ago that pigeons were in different hats. Anyone want to take a stab at what the other hats were?
Just make America great.
Just and finish.
The first time.
That was bizarrely. So there's this guy called Clive Palmer who tried to get back into Australian Parliament, and that was his running campaign, was to make Australia great. The implication being that it has never been, of course.
It's a very self-deprecating way of putting it. Let's just try.
This country doesn't even exist. Let's just make Australia, right?
Make it
Just create it. The same way China built that island in the ocean, just we'll make it. Do you not know about this?
No.
China has built like a fake island out in the China Sea, so that they can get. So because your land, like your sea territory, basically, just to take it out into international waters, it's based on how far out your territory goes.
Yeah.
So they've built an island, just a fake island out there to expand their territory, so they can claim more of the sea. Yeah, right. It's such a strange.
Entrepreneurial though.
Yeah, a little bit, but also worrying.
So,
Yeah.
also offensive.
Yeah.
Just strengths-based person.
Any more guesses on the hats?
Top hat.
Top hat, it's a good guess.
I just think it would look pretty cute.
Tiny Abraham Lincolns.
No.
Nothing, no type of hat.
No type of
I mean, you went strong with fedora the first
Maybe
guess.
like a good trucker cat with the Confederate flag. I feel like it's a natural regression. So.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. They were actually cowboy hats the first time, which, right? So,
Down to.
yeah, that's
That's
right.
one cowboy thing to know.
And
This sidewalking, we can have photographs.
But cowboys do jewels as well, so that's a fact.
cowboys
Yes,
did
they
jewel,
do.
yeah.
Cool.
The secret theme of the show is dueling. You've done the secret word of the day! No, it's weird, because but essentially these are two hats that are built on outdated masculine stereotypes that sort of don't need to exist anymore. So I don't know, I kind of find it's surely it's the same people who are just like, these are my heroes, John Wayne and Donald Trump. Yeah, I'm not saying they're a good person, I'm just saying.
Soon there are going to be birds in Australia with Ned Kelly.
Just whole cat armor, except for their legs. They just can't fly. They're like, whatever, no one can hurt me now. Alright, let's roll on. There's a city in Michigan, like in the peninsula, Michigan, Upper Peninsula. They spent $3,004 on a device, each on a device named the Nasal Ranger. Does anyone want to take a stab at what the Nasal Ranger is used for?
That question's so confusing.
Alright.
So someone...
There's a device called the Nasal Ranger.
Right, and that's what we need to know.
That's mostly what you need to know, yeah. The council in Michigan have spent, it's $3,400 per device.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that sort of just gives you some
Right.
context for what it might do.
Does it pluck nose hairs from people on the bus who are sitting next to you who have really...
No, but you can make a fortune if you
Especially without
got
the
into
notice.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the...
Well, is it like when they're asleep?
You
and just
can't... Yeah, you don't just want to... It would just be really handy to have like a portable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all thought about it.
I think we're all into it as well. I think as a collective, we're like, we can donate to that. We'll put together a GoFundMe.
Because it's a ranger, you can do it from across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
From the front of the bus, usually.
In fact, it
no.
scans and it's like...
It finds the hairiest nose.
Yes.
the most errant hairs, pulls them out. Anyone else want to take a stab? I'm going to say you're wrong.
Oh my goodness, I'm wrong. What a
Is it
shame.
a device that heightens your sense of smell? So, like when you're in, say, like a comedy club or you're doing a podcast and someone's definitely farted, but you can't tell what it is, you could put it on the like Sara definitely farted, or
I reckon you could use it.
The unbound relationship.
I reckon you could use it in that capacity, but it is not its designed function.
okay, so it's not a fart second. Okay.
No.
We could do with one of those. That happens all the time.
Good.
It's just pointing people out in random crowds, being like, "He's the one. It was him."
Public shaming.
Yeah. How dare your body function? How dare you? You want to take a stab?
I think it's a little device similar to like a Pez dispenser that you put up there and it implants a small cowboy hat.
Love it.
Right up the nose.
Right. So you think someone's gotten them onto the pigeons?
I think so.
Send them out into
Where
the
else
world.
can we put these hats?
It is used for smelling, like seeking out via smell, marijuana plants.
You were very good. I give you the point.
Yeah, you were quite close, and I'm
I
gonna.
also feel like people can do that.
Yeah, see, this was my whole thing when I was reading it, because I'm like,
I would
it's
take
not the most
$3,000.
subtle smell. Like, I'm staying in a backpackers at the moment, and I can always smell it. I'm just like, I don't need this nasal ranger. I got this. They're over there.
Yeah, by the heck of saying the guitar.
How about
The right guy
the
on trees.
ranger?
They'll come to you. It's like a trap. Put them under a box.
In 20 minutes there's going to be pizza. I don't know why. For some reason.
It's bizarre though, because like, right, so here's the thing. So smoking weed is actually legal in Michigan. So there's a lot of states where it's legal, but the amount that you can grow on your own is capped. And essentially, the officials, I think it's in a desperate attempt to make revenue that they've lost by making weed legal, have cracked down on, they're like, this area stinks like weed. Because apparently, according to, where is it? So according to the officials, the smell of commercial cannabis farms can be likened to a mixture of rotting lemons and sulfur. And they say it's like a skunk spray. Yeah, right? That's not what I smell when I smell weed. It's like, it's a little dense, but it's not that bad. Sulfur.
That message brought to you by the DARE program. Just so you know, kids.
It's so strange though. I look forward to though the Law and Order spin-off that uses the nasal ranger. That's gonna be great. Or it's gonna be like, yeah, Law and Order CBD unit or whatever it is. You know?
Looks like this crime was half-baked.
And then instead of the dent sound, it'd be like. That's right. So. A couple more questions, and then we'll get there. So normally the nasal ranger is a field device. It's a field olfactory device where they'll go out, they'll capture a scent, and they'll take it into a lab, where they can pump it full of fresh oxygen, and so they can sort of separate the smell from fresh oxygen. It's a complicated device. So they've built one that they can carry around and like follow. You know, like a cartoon character when they get a scent and they're like, and they follow on the pie to the windowsill, just like that. So they're going to follow the scent to people's farms, and so basically, when they don't use the ranging one, they have to test it in the lab. Does anyone want to take a guess at how it's tested in the lab?
So as soon as they've gathered up...
Yeah, so they get the smell, they take it back to the lab, they put the fresh oxygen through it, and then it has to be tested.
And by the smell, you just mean...
Like whatever the offending odour is. So it could be like
Right.
that someone's left too much rubbish out, or
The smell.
like just a sample of the smell.
Yeah.
So maybe
Right.
like whatever is in the street.
Do they
Could be like
lick
poisons.
it? Do they lick it?
Licking's a good guess.
Do they like make people go into the room and then see if they start talking about Stanley Kubrick movies?
That'd be a good way to weed them out.
Do they put on some Snoop Dogg and see how it responds?
Alright, I think you're going to enjoy this. The air is passed through a panel of qualified human smellers.
Oh my god.
Snoop Dogg.
So get him in, he's got a job on the side.
How do you qualify as a smeller?
Alright, a figured this question might be asked, so I did some research.
Okay.
Yeah, I did some research. So the inventor of the nasal ranger, he offers classes at like an older school, and you can be qualified. I feel like this is becoming a sommelier. You know,
Yeah,
but putting the air in sommelier. Sommelier.
Notes of dank.
Hits of dread and locks in there.
What is that? Sulfur?
Yeah, rotting lemon. Yeah, it's crazy. So I feel like the best part of that is, so surely, if we've gone off like Law and Order remake with the CBD in it, then you get the in-lab scene, you know what I mean? So they can take the smell into the lab and they're like, analyse this smell. And they're like, yeah, and then there could be a panel of smellers. There could be like a 12 Angry Men situation where one guy's got to convince everybody else that it's a weed smell. There's got one 12 Angry Men fan in the crowd. That's excellent. This is where I do my references. Wales. That's fine. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the workshop. I'm just thinking about that, like, welcome to the workshop. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to smell this. We're just going to see what it smells like.
Well, have you ever done...
Thanks for coming to the workshop.
Have you done it's like...
Come on, ideas.
If you go into like a perfume shop and you smell in different scents, and they've got the cup full of coffee beans as the... So surely it's just that all day, like smelling things, coffee beans, just to like reset the
You
palate.
get really good at knowing what coffee
Yeah,
is.
you're like, I can smell coffee anywhere.
Yeah.
The Nasal Ranger actually just got turned into a coffee machine. That's what happened to Melbourne. They were just like, there's coffee everywhere.
I have that same skill, but it weirdly only works for Mix Africa.
So you know where to avoid.
Yeah.
You know where every high school locker room is?
That's a bad skill to have.
That's not a good skill.
Yeah, not that surprised.
I feel like that's a skill every woman needs to learn early on. They're just going to identify it as a problematic smell. Just been like, get out of there. Don't worry, we've all wore it. I wore it, I know. It's because it's what you wear.
It's the law.
It just is, yeah. I think it just comes when you turn...
When you hit puberty.
Yeah, when you hit puberty, it just arrives in your room. It just appears, and you're like, oh, I guess I'll wear that. It's like, I like Beetlejuice, you know what I mean? It's like, puberty. There it is. Terrible. Alright, let's go with... let's see, a couple of fun ones. So, there's a former White House Trump physician. He's left the administration, and since then he's admitted that he used to do what to the president's food?
I know this one, but
I also know this one.
Yeah.
I read the news. He used to do something to the president.
To the president's food. What he used to do.
Yeah, no, I did read this, but I've entirely forgotten. I'm going to say, mash it up with a potato masher, put it in a smoothie cup.
You're closer than you imagine, surprisingly.
he used to disguise vegetables as more like traditional.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Cauliflower.
Yeah, he used to put cauliflower in the president's mash so that he would eat his vegetables like a child. My parents used to do that for me.
Like a pet when you're trying to get them to take medication.
Well, they're probably hiding his medication in there as well. It's that president, you've got to take your medication.
You tried to bomb that small Chinese island.
Yeah, exactly. It's no good. You can't bomb it on. Take your medication. Eat vegetables. It's crazy.
It's funny until it's not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So they kind of got very fond of that joke.
Yeah, you've got a line that you hit.
Surely, like a better way to make him eat his vegetables is to put like a really tiny mega hat on top of it.
On top of it. He'll eat that shit up. He loves it. The two things that he's admitted to doing were hiding cauliflower in his mash and trying to make the ice cream less accessible.
Putting it on a high shelf.
Yeah. But he's a tall guy as well, so like you'd have to get a ladder up and just really tuck it away. Secret Service around it. You're like, why have the Secret Service around that cupboard?
He's tall and he has small hands. It's a nightmare.
Maybe if you lived it in like sort of impoverished countries, then it would be fine. It's Trump never goes there, so
That's true. Yeah.
Real politics.
That's what
politics. That's what we came here for.
We put the ice cream in Africa. It's fine. I'm going to end on this last one, and you might not have seen this one because it is quite Australian-centric, but it's very funny. So a major Australian department store, Myer, I don't know if you know Myer, has covertly removed stock of a particular tea towel after it was discovered that the Australian animals on the print were doing what?
You're pushing us in a particular direction.
Am I?
You?
Am I?
They were shaped in a particular way that spelled out, make Australia great.
They were singing the New Zealand national anthem.
That would be a problem. We don't know it though. None of us know it, so no.
They were ignoring Aborigine people.
Oh, that's just everyone. That's,
Yeah.
That's all of Australia.
Or in politics.
This is more yes. I am tired. I want to go home and sleep.
All of the animals on the tea towel were depicted having sex.
It was having sex.
Yeah, they were also all Australian animals, and they were all depicted in different sexual positions. The set is called Wild Fur You, which is a pretty good title, I think.
That's the porn title.
Yeah.
Are there big furry communities in Australia? Like, is that a big sort of subculture there?
Look, maybe I haven't seen.
I'm going there soon, and I'd like to know if I'm a people.
Yes, just to get you up. I've never seen like a furry convention or anything like that, but there's Comic-Con's big every year. You can just slide into the Comic-Con crowd and pretend.
My platypus costume will be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah. No one will question it. You just be like, I'm from some obscure New Zealand thing. You haven't heard of it. It's fine. Get more educated. So it was called Wild for You, but see, here's the thing. So they've taken it off the website, but surely somebody who works for Maya knew what was going on, because the description on Maya's website was, washing up your dishes just got a whole lot more steamy. So somebody knew. Like, this wasn't covert.
As if it wasn't steamy enough. Love me some good dishes.
But I like to think that this was this person's, like, they've just put in their resignation. They put in their mum's notice and they're like, sort this out, Maya. That's what you get for underpaying me.
Either that was like late night on a Friday. We need one more tea towel like before you leave.
Jeremy, where's the tea towels? You can actually still get the design if you. So I guess if you look up Wild for You Australiana, because the designer of the tea towel still has a little like Etsy or whatever it is, and it has I think it's cups, mugs, totes, and one other item that you can buy with the animal sex design on it. So you'll be fine. Don't worry about it, John.
No, that's right.
They have to come to Australia to get
Get my furry
get
thing.
furry on right.
Because I actually own the domain Wild for You New Zealand, so.
So this is a little plug for you. That's why I got you on. Alright, so who I think Severin got the most actual answers. So give it up for Severin! I'll talk to Canada in a moment about bits and stuff. But thank you everyone for coming out and taking a chance on a show that you've never heard of. I hope you had a good time. All of these guys are doing shows in the festival. Please support local acts, but I'm not local. Please support me. I'm doing 3 shows next week. But please, enjoy the rest of the night. Enjoy the Fringe. It's going to be a good time. Thanks, guys.